And the international, the Working Men's International Association, these were men who worked in the factories in England. They went on strike. Some of them starved to death, literally starved to death, because they said they did not want the English government to side with the South. So the English government, they did this major strike. People died, people got hurt, until the government said they would remain neutral. And that was very important in the victory of the North over the South. Because if England sent in troops, sent materials, maybe even sent in troops, I don't know if the North would have won. So this was very important. And this was Marx's party, this association. He was the intellectual leader. By the way, I think you'll find interesting, and another time I'll talk more about that, the Working Men's International Association. But they were very key. They played a role. There were a lot of people who played a role as far as the North winning the South. Okay. Winning the war over the South, excuse me. Now, Marx in this letter from the viewpoint of the common worker gave high praise to Lincoln by referring to him as a man of the people, that is the single-minded son of the working class. That is a great compliment to pay, that Marx could give, a single-minded son of the working class. Matter of fact, John Lennon in a song once wrote, "A working class hero is something to be." That's a great song, by the way. And this is what, in a way, this is what Marx was saying of Lincoln. A working class hero is something to be. He described Lincoln's leadership of the American anti-slavery war as revolutionary, that is, leading the United States through the reconstruction of a social world. Marx suggested that Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War supported and promoted ideas that most advanced the workers' interest. The American anti-slavery war will do for the working classes. Okay. Now, in 1865, Karl Marx, on behalf of the Working Men's International Association, wrote a letter to President Johnson after Lincoln's assassination. He said, this is very interesting what Marx said. What high praise. Lincoln was a man neither to be browbeaten by adversity, this is what he wrote to President Johnson, nor intoxicated by success, inflexibly pressing on to his great goal, never compromising it by blind haste, slowly maturing his steps, never retracing them, carried away by no surge of popular favor, disheartened by no slackening of the popular pulse, tempering stern acts by the gleams of a kind heart, illuminating scenes dark with passion by the smile of humor, doing his titanic work as humble and homely as heaven-born rulers do little things with the grandiloquence of pomp and state, in one word, one of the rare men who succeeded in becoming great without ceasing to be good. Such indeed was the modesty of this great and good man that the world only discovered him a hero after he had fallen a martyr. Isn't that beautiful what he wrote about Lincoln, Karl Marx? You'll kind of look at Karl Marx differently, huh? I mean, there's been a lot of misrepresentation of him, and that's part of the reason why we have this show, Boys and Girls, There Is the Place, to show you what Karl Marx was really all about. Yeah, that was a beautiful thing he wrote about Lincoln. In this letter, Marx praised Lincoln for being a rare man who succeeded in becoming great without ceasing to be good. He also had a high opinion of Lincoln's accomplishment as president by stating that he was a man who did his titanic work humbly and homely. Lincoln's titanic work obviously was leading the American anti-slavery war, the revolution to end slavery. In summation, Marx's writings on Lincoln exemplified the perspective of the common worker. Karl Marx welcomed Abraham Lincoln's proclamation on the emancipation of African Americans, and he described this proclamation as one of the most important documents in American history. Yeah, and it was, obviously. This document, as stated by Marx, brought the American Civil War to a new level of development, that is, a revolutionary war to end slavery. In addition, Marx interpreted Lincoln's dismissal of McClellan as being influenced by social circumstances. Moreover, Marx, in high praise of Lincoln, characterized his leadership of the American Civil War as revolutionary and described Lincoln as a man of the people, the single-minded son of the working class. That's the greatest compliment you could be paid, by the way. Lincoln's actions, as shown by Marx, supported and promoted ideas that most advanced the workers' interests. That is the dismissal of McClellan and the war to end slavery. Okay, boys and girls. Now, what is the four-letter word of the day? Okay, let's give a clue here. It has the letters S and I in it. Historically, the elite group did not like it when the workers would do this in front of them. But you know what? Sometimes they got to do it in front of them, this word that has, this four-letter word that begins with S and it has an I in it. They got to go right to the elite and, you know, and they got to go shh, and they go shh. The word is sign. Sign, symbol, signal, warning. Yeah, the elite group always fear that workers will give the sign of people power and then take control of the means of production. They're fearful of that, and that's what we workers got to do. Got to give the sign of the people power. Okay, even though we make a fist, boys and girls, like I always said, we act peacefully. This new movement that we're talking about, this economic democratic movement, okay, here's the fist, the power of the people, but we're going to do it democratically. We're going to use our brains. We're going to outthink this system and change it to a brand new, beautiful system, economic democracy. We're going to do it right through the ballot box. Okay, here are the references for this. There's a lot of references. This was a lot, this paper that was put together, as you can see. Look at all those references. Okay. And this was the 9th episode. And boys and girls, give your daddies and mommies a hug and a kiss tonight, okay, as you always do, and tell them the revolution is now, and give them a people power sign. Say, power to the people, okay, mommy and daddy. Let's have a revolution. Let's set up economic democracy. See you next time, boys and girls.